are at the Oklahoman's Video Studio for Parties Extra. I'm Helen Wallace. Our sponsor is Party Galaxy. With us today is Brian Jackson. He is the owner of Woody Candy Company. Welcome, Brian.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, you have the best business in the world.
I like to think so.
Well, and you sure do make candy, good candy over there on Northwest 70th.
That's the whole goal. Nothing but the best.
Well, tell us about yourself and how you got started in the candy business.
Okay, I grew up here in Oklahoma City, and as you may or may not be familiar with, or viewers elsewhere may or may not be familiar with, Woody Candy Company was started in 1927 here in Oklahoma City. 1927? 1927.
Wow.
We're in our 90th year of business right now.
Wow.
And so my dad and the Woody family have known each other since the early to mid 70s. And so my family has been patrons of Woody Candy Company since before I was born. And so I grew up with it, obviously.
With the good candy, yeah.
And then went away to school, and then I was in the Navy for a while as a logistics officer, and went all over the world doing that, and then got out of the military, went to graduate school, and then had another job, and started thinking to myself, I really would love to work for myself and own and run something.
And it's not just whatever, something.
Right. I wasn't dead set. I hadn't been dreaming of bonbons for the last 30 years. No, it wasn't that at all. And ironically, we ran into Mr. Woody, and about that same time, he was thinking, it's probably time to move on, because he was 82 years old at the time, and he wanted to go focus on, he's a phenomenal portrait artist, and he wanted to work on his art. And so we started chatting, and one thing led to another, and the next thing I knew, I was a candy man.
So you kind of sent your candy out to your friend in California. So tell us about that.
Yes. I've got an uncle who is a very well-known chef out in California. And before we bought the candy company, we kind of started eating more and more of it. And it's one of those things that once you experience Woody candy, you're like, whoa, this is really good.
It really is good.
And so I was a little bit unsure, and I didn't trust my own palate. And so I called my uncle and I said, hey, do you know anybody who is a master confectioner, a master candy maker? And he had two gentlemen that worked for him at the time that had each worked for a major candy manufacturing company. And so we sent some stuff out to them and had them give us a litmus test of good, bad, is there room for improvement? What do we need to do? And when they tested it and called us back the next day, just with disbelief in their voice that this was an Oklahoma-made product, it was all made by hand, and they could tell it was all handmade, and they quickly said, if you don't buy it, A, you're missing a great opportunity, B, call us, because we will, and C, would you mind sending us the recipes, because what they're doing is better than anything we've ever had. And so we said, A, yes, we're buying it, B, thanks, we're not going to be stupid this time, and C, no, we won't send you any recipes.
We'll send you candy.
Right. Yeah. We'll send you some samples.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
It's
So that just started you right on the path. So do you have a kitchen?
Absolutely.
It's in the back of. You have a showroom, I know.
Right.
A really nice showroom, actually. And
Thank
then
you
in the
very
back is the kitchen.
Right. We've got about 15,000 square feet, and that houses our corporate offices, our warehouses, our processing and packaging, our kitchen, and our retail store.
And so you have several employees?
We have about 10 employees throughout the year, and then in the fourth quarter, when we get a lot busier, doing a lot more corporate gift baskets and things like that, we'll bring on another 15 or so.
That's seasonal people.
Correct.
How about your manager? Been there a while.
Yes, the kitchen manager is, she can do this stuff blindfolded. She's done it so many times, it's unbelievable. I will never be able to be at her level. She's been with us for 18 years now.
Oh my gosh.
And it's pretty awesome seeing her, you know, and all the kitchen crew. You know, the crew is amazing, and they're the ones who they can tell, because since it's handmade and it's, you know, stirred by hand, and you can tell, they can tell, and I'm learning to be able to tell, you know, just by the texture and the look and the feel of the candy. Are we doing it right? Is there something, you know, is our temperature increasing too quickly, or is it wrong? Do we need to get some more liquid or fluid into the batch? All kinds of different things, and
take great pride probably in
absolutely. And
the,
if it isn't right, it doesn't have the opportunity for customers to buy it. And in those cases, we almost always donate it to one of the charities around town.
So tell us what you're making. I mean, let's talk about the candy itself. We got fudge, I know that.
Right. We have several different fudges. We have turtles, toffees, brittles, different kinds of nut clusters, pralines, lemon ice, peppermint ice, and one that we were just chatting about a little bit ago is Aunt Bill's brown candy.
Oh my gosh, Aunt Bill's brown candy. You all do the best job of that, better than I can make it myself. It's really good.
That's a huge compliment.
Well, it's
I very much
really
appreciate
good.
it.
It's really, really good. So you can serve, I mean, you can buy, and this is your packaging, right?
Yes.
Is this packaging for everything?
Traditionally, we use a gold box, different sizes. Our lemon ice and our peppermint ice come in a black box, but other than that, I don't know where
and you can, I mean, candies for dessert. I mean, you've parties.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Do you make big batches for people?
We can do all kinds of different things. You know, in our in-store go-to tradition is gold boxes, but we've done huge parties for groups where they wanted an orange box or a silver box or a black box, and various sizes and various different candies in there, and different combinations of candies in those different kinds of boxes. So it's extremely customizable.
And you do gift baskets too.
Correct.
And you said you did them from, you have little ones?
On the gift basket front, like the corporate gifting front, really we can hit price points up and down the gamut of wherever you might want to be. And, you know, depending on, you know, which client you're giving a gift to, you know, some clients are going to merit more than others. You know, we've had some that have been, you know, in the $25 to $35 range, and they've gone all the way up to $700.
My gosh, that'd be a lot of candy.
That's not a bad problem to have.
That was unbelievable. Okay, so you do something that I didn't know you did. You send pralines out.
Yes.
You make pralines for a number of stores, so tell us about that.
Our pralines they keep us busy this time of year. They really do. We sell pralines in about 4,000 stores across the country, and hopefully by the fourth quarter of this year, that'll be 5,000 to 5,500 stores across the country.
That's a lot.
We've got some very good, interesting prospects on the horizon that are looking pretty promising, and so.
Are your pralines good?
Absolutely. What kind of question is that?
What do they taste like? I mean, I haven't ever had a praline.
You've never had a praline?
Not in there.
I will confess that I was not a huge praline fan before.
I am from New Orleans, but I've never.
So you call them pralines?
Well,
not
no.
Pralines. Okay. Okay. Well, the traditional Louisiana New Orleans praline or praline is a little bit more of a crystallized sugar, harder consistency than what we make. We make a chewy caramel praline.
Oh, and that's good.
I prefer that. I might be biased, but I prefer that. And so ours has pecans and walnuts in it, and it's just
fabulous.
fabulous.
I'm going to have to make a run over there. So does it take the right conditions outside, right temperature to make a good batch? Sometimes I always kept hearing that don't make it when it's moist outside or the humidity's high.
It depends on the candy. Aunt Bill's, absolutely. Absolutely. There's no two ways about it. You know, you've got to monitor all kinds of different conditions for ant bills to come out the proper consistency. And even if you do have those exact perfect conditions, doesn't guarantee that the batch is going to come out with the right consistency.
Wow, that's interesting too. So how long does it take to make a batch?
The initial steps will take about an hour and a half before you get the initial read of, is this going to be a thumbs up or a thumbs down batch? That's not a guarantee. That's just your first read is about an hour and a half into it. And really,
they're stirring for ant bills, I know.
Exactly. And you're not going to know with real good certainty that you've got a good batch of ant bills until you are 3 hours into it. Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it's tough, and I've been racking my brain trying to come up with a way to produce it with the exact same quality, but
a little easier.
Make it easier, physically easier, because your shoulders will wear out real fast, and I hadn't figured it out yet. It's a mystery.
So do you go to the candy shows everywhere?
Absolutely. I'll be headed to Chicago to the Sweets and Snacks Expo later this spring, and to the Fancy Food Show up in New York. So
do you take classes? And do you have to?
I do not. No.
You're not physically. Well, you're in there sometimes, stirring. And doing
right. I mean,
yeah.
my candy learning is in our kitchen, making our own candy.
Yeah.
And with the folks that have been doing it for 10 to 15 years apiece. So
what's your favorite candy?
That's like asking a parent who their favorite child is. You can't do that.
Well. Then
What was the last candy that I had a little bite of? It was one of these little prototypes that I made it's a couple new concept ideas that I came up with.
So we have some new kinds. Okay,
we do.
Let's look at them.
We do. In here, let's see, there we go. So we're going to open the box up here, and there we go.
That's a cute little box.
Thank you. Let's get that turned around so the camera can see it a little bit better.
Wow.
So in here we have, let's maybe do that. There we go.
There. Oh my gosh, that's great.
So over here, we started making sea salt almond clusters about a year and a half ago. It's a recipe that I dreamt up, literally had a dream about it, dreamt it up one night, and went to the kitchen the next day and kind of rounded up some ingredients and started playing with it. And you can see the difference. We've got our dark chocolate recipe and our milk recipe over here.
Sea salt clusters.
Sea salt almond clusters.
Sea salt almond clusters. Okay.
And we've been making our sea salt almond clusters with our dark chocolate recipe for a year and a half or so. I thought, let's give it a shot with milk, because some people prefer milk chocolate to dark chocolate. So we got some milk chocolate almond clusters for us. And then also, we've been making peanut clusters and the sea salt almond clusters. The peanut clusters we've been making for ages and ages and ages. And I thought, Oklahoma is one of the largest pecan growing and producing states in the United States. Why aren't we doing more with pecans? And also, one of the bits of feedback on the sea salt almond clusters is that almonds are a hard nut. It's a hard kernel. Pecans are not. Maybe there's an opportunity there. So we've got some pecan clusters and some milk chocolate sea salt almond clusters.
Oh my gosh.
So dig in and tell me what you think.
Well, I don't know which one to choose.
I'm going to go pecans.
I'm going to get pecans. Excellent. Brian, that is wonderful.
All handmade on Northwest 70th Street between Western and Classen.
And I bet that you have people in line for these. Just like Aunt Bill's, but this.
These have not hit the store yet.
They haven't?
No, this is the first prototype batch.
Really? Delicious. Pecans, soft, chewy, chocolatey, and wonderful.
Yeah. So
Good job.
That's a day in the life.
So
right
you've
there.
invented something.
I have.
That's good. Okay, so where are you located?
We're on Northwest 70th. The address is 922 Northwest 70th. That's between Western and Classen on 70th Street. We're also on the internet at woodycandy.com, and we're also on Facebook. You can follow us at Woody Candy.
Do you tell us what you're making that day on Facebook
We do not.
or on Twitter?
No.
Well,
Maybe we need to start doing that.
well, I mean, I think
Yeah.
you should. I want to know.
Okay. And our store hours, we're open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. In the holiday seasons, we'll have expanded hours, and we'll also be open on Saturdays.
Telephone? People call you?
The phone number is 842-8903, and woodycandy.com. You can order just about anything you can possibly want.
I mean, that is good. And it's got good taste in your mouth. I mean, it's good. It's good candy.
Thank you.
Good job. Okay, so what else about Woody Candy do we want to talk about?
Well, we're in our 90th year of business. Always been in Oklahoma City for 90 years.
Excuse me.
And, you know, it's a tradition that, you know, it might be the best kept little gem of a secret in Oklahoma City or in Oklahoma that doesn't need to be a secret anymore. So
I don't think it's a secret. I'm sorry.
if it is, then it shouldn't be.
No. I think
So.
people love it. They love to come by there. And you have good people working there.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else about your candies that you know that you want for people to really know about?
It's the best you'll ever have.
That's
all you need to know.
That's good enough. Thanks, Brian, for introducing us to this wonderful candy and to Woody Candy Company. We can't wait to go pick up some more Aunt Bill's. You are definitely very sweet to come by and also to bring some samples of your tasty treats.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
I'll come back anytime.
Okay. Invent something else.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Great.